Welcome back to the channel, Sparkles. Today, we're going to explore some of the most valuable Lincoln Wheat penny coins, focusing on the 2009 United States pennies that have caught the attention of collectors worldwide. The year 2009 was special because it marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and the U.S. Mint released a commemorative penny series with 4 unique reverse designs. These coins are already collectible, but when you factor in rare errors, unusual conditions, copper variations, and different color shades, they can become some of the most valuable modern cents in the coin collecting and investor world. Let's get started first up, 1 coins. The Lincoln Wheat penny has long stood as a symbol of America's coinage history, and among the fascinating additions that continue to stir imagination is the 2009 Lincoln cent with no mint mark struck in copper. At first glance, this coin might look like an ordinary penny, something you dismiss into a coin jar or drop into a vending machine without a second thought. But hidden in its simple design lies a story so powerful that it has ignited conversations among collectors, historians, and even dreamers who believe that certain coins hold the potential to change lives overnight. The year 2009 itself was a landmark year for the Lincoln cent, marking the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the first Lincoln cent. Against this backdrop, special varieties and errors became the stuff of legend. The 2009 Lincoln cent was issued in 4 different reverse designs, each celebrating a different stage in Lincoln's life: his humble Kentucky birth and early childhood, his formative years in Indiana, his career in Illinois, and finally his presidency in Washington, D.C. But among these commemoratives, what grips the imagination is not the designs alone, but the possibility of rare minting mistakes and anomalies, such as those struck on the wrong metal planchet. This is where the 2009 copper cent with no mint mark gains its aura of myth and value. The United States Mint had transitioned away from traditional copper composition decades earlier, moving to copper-plated zinc in 1982. Thus, a 2009 coin made in full copper would be an anomaly, an error so rare that its mere existence could catapult it into the realm of million-dollar collectibles. What makes such coins unimaginable in value is their uniqueness. Coins are usually struck by the billions, which makes the average cent worth only its face value. But the accidental use of older copper planchets, combined with the absence of a mint mark indicating Philadelphia, transforms what will be ordinary into the extraordinary. Collectors crave such accidents because they tell a story of the mint's human side: a slip of machinery, a leftover blank, a production oversight. And in that oversight, destiny intervenes. If you happen to find such a coin in your pocket change, you're no longer dealing with mere currency. You are holding a potential fortune sealed in metal. To put this into perspective, similar copper errors have surfaced in the past and have achieved jaw-dropping prices. The most famous examples are the 1943 copper wheat cents, which were mistakenly struck on leftover copper blanks at a time when pennies were supposed to be made of steel due to wartime shortages. Those coins today fetch hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions at auctions. The 2009 copper cent, though less publicized, fits within the same lineage of historic accidents, making a coin that collectors fantasize about and dealers whisper about in hushed tones. What fuels the excitement around the 2009 copper cent even more is its connection to Lincoln himself. Abraham Lincoln was not only the first U.S. president to appear on circulating coinage, but also the embodiment of the self-made man, rising from poverty to the presidency. A rare coin struck in his honor, especially in a year marking his bicentennial, is more than just metal. It is a tribute, a piece of living history, and a tangible reminder how small things, like a penny, can carry enormous meaning. When collectors talk about this coin, they don't just talk about metal composition or minting details. They talk about possibility. They talk about the dream of discovery. The idea that you could find such a coin in your grandmother's old jar, at the bottom of a cash register drawer, or buried in a forgotten box in the attic. The thrill lies not just in its monetary value, but in the transformation it promises. Overnight, a small, overlooked cent could shift your fortune, paying off debts, buying houses, or securing futures. The absence of a mint mark is another detail that sparks intrigue. It indicates that the coin was minted in Philadelphia, where historically coins carried no mint mark. This simple omission ties the coin back to the oldest traditions of U.S. coinage. Combine that with the copper anomaly, and you have a piece that feels less like a mistake and more like a deliberate gift from history itself. A rare gem hiding in plain sight among billions of ordinary cents. But beyond the excitement, there is also mystery. How many of these coins actually exist? Are they so rare that only a handful will ever surface? Or do more linger in circulation, quietly waiting to be found? These unanswered questions only heighten the allure. In the coin world, rarity isn't just about numbers. It's about uncertainty. The fewer people who've seen or own a coin, the more legendary it becomes. The coin market thrives on this aura of legend. Collector, investors, and auction houses all chase after stories as much as they chase after coins. The 2009 copper cent with no mint mark is not just a collectible. It's a narrative waiting to be told, a narrative about accidents, history, and the unpredictability of fortune. Every person who owns or even dreams of owning one becomes part of that larger story. Imagine walking into an auction house with such a coin in hand. The room quiets. Dealers and collectors, some of the wealthiest in the world, lean forward with anticipation. Bids begin in the hundreds of thousands, climbing higher with each raise of a paddle, until the final hammer falls in the millions. In that instant, what was once a common cent becomes a life-changing treasure. That is the transformative power this coin carries. At its heart, the story of the 2009 copper cent with no mint mark is not just about wealth. It's about wonder. It reminds us that even the smallest objects can hold unimaginable power, that history still hides surprises in our everyday lives, and that fortunes sometimes lie not in grand treasures, but in overlooked details. In a world where people chase after big things, this coin proves that sometimes it's the tiniest items that carry the biggest rewards. So if you ever come across a 2009 Lincoln cent that feels heavier, looks slightly different, or seems oddly special, do not dismiss it. Hold it, treasure it, protect it, for in your palm, you may be holding not just a penny, but a portal to history, a symbol of Lincoln's enduring legacy, and perhaps the very key to transforming your fortunes overnight. Coins like this remind us that luck, history, and destiny often collide in the most unexpected ways, and when they do, they can make a dreamer into a billionaire. Next up, the Lincoln wheat penny, an iconic cornerstone in American numismatic history, continues to enchant collectors even decades after its earliest minting in 1909. Among its many chapters, the 2009 D-Copper Lincoln penny with the Denver Mint mark stands apart as a coin wrapped in mystery, rarity, and near mythical value. This coin was struck during the bicentennial year of Abraham Lincoln's birth and simultaneously marked the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. That year saw multiple commemorative reverse designs released, each telling a chapter of Lincoln's life. But hidden among these was a version so rare and so extraordinary in its preservation and metallic composition that it has been spoken of in hushed tones, almost like a buried treasure waiting for discovery. To hold a 2009 D-Copper penny in your hand is to hold a piece of American storytelling in miniature. While most pennies of that era were produced using zinc cores with thin copper plating, whispers in the coin collecting world suggest that a small number were mistakenly struck in nearly pure copper, reminiscent of the pre-1982 formula. These pieces, if found, are not mere 1-cent coins. They are historic anomalies, unintentional bridges between the past and the present. The moment a collector realizes they might possess such a piece, the coin transforms instantly from everyday change into a talisman of unimaginable wealth. The beauty of the 2009 design also adds to its allure. One of the 4 reverse designs, depending on the variety, could depict Lincoln's humble log cabin beginnings, his years as a young scholar, his political rise in Illinois, or his service in Washington, D.C. Each of these designs carries with it deep cultural and patriotic resonance, but when struck in an unusual copper planchet with sharp Denver D mint mark, the coin becomes more than commemorative. It becomes legendary. Collectors hunt it not only for rarity, but also for profound narrative it embodies. The journey of man from obscurity to greatness, mirrored in the coin's journey from pocket change to priceless artifact. Market legends speak of such 2009 D-Copper pennies commanding sum so enormous they almost seem fictional. Millions of dollars, some claim, could be exchanged for a coin of this nature, especially if its authenticity were verified and its condition immaculate. Numismatic auctions thrive on rarity, and when rarity is combined with mystery and national symbolism, prices can soar to levels that defy conventional imagination. A coin like this doesn't merely get sold. It ignites bidding wars, turns heads, and makes headlines across the globe. Part of what makes this coin so enchanting is the idea of the overnight fortune it promises. Picture a person unknowingly fishing out a penny from an old jar, examining its date and mint mark, and realizing that what they thought was worth 1 cent could alter the course of their life forever. The 2009 D copper penny is the embodiment of that dream, a symbol of destiny hiding in plain sight, a reminder that sometimes the universe stores its greatest treasures in the most ordinary disguises. But value is not just about money. It's about heritage. Owning such a coin means you hold a tangible connection to the bicentennial celebration of one of America's most admired leaders. Abraham Lincoln was a man of resilience, vision, and moral courage, and the 2009 cent series was designed to immortalize his journey. A rare copper 2009 D penny, therefore, is not just metal, it is memory. It binds together Lincoln's enduring legacy with the timeless allure of rare coinage, fusing history, patriotism, and fortune into one small disc. Collectors often remark that the emotional pull of a rare coin is as strong as its financial value. The thrill of the hunt, the satisfaction of discovery, and the pride of ownership all elevate the coin beyond mere currency. The 2009 D copper Lincoln penny occupies this rarefied space in numismatic culture. It is more than a collectible. It is a story, a legend, and a promise all rolled into one. This emotional magnetism ensures that demand for such pieces will never fade, no matter how many years pass. The Denver Mint mark itself contributes to the mystique. Coins struck at the Denver Mint often have subtle variations and characteristics that fascinate seasoned numismatists. The D stamp serves as a badge of distinction, signaling that this coin traveled to the western arm of America's minting tradition. When attached to an ultra-rare copper variant, that small letter transforms into a beacon of prestige and rarity, sparking recognition and excitement among experts. For many, the 2009 D copper penny is a quintessential symbol of hidden fortune. Unlike treasures buried deep underground or locked away in vaults, this coin circulates, or at least once did, among everyday people. It blurs the line between the mundane and the miraculous, reminding us that extraordinary value can emerge from the most unlikely places. It is this accessibility that makes the story of the 2009 D penny so enchanting. Anyone, anywhere, might stumble upon one, and in an instant, their fortunes could change forever. When placed in the context of the entire Lincoln cent history, the 2009 D copper penny stands as a pinnacle of rarity. From the wheat pennies of the early 20th century to the memorial cents and beyond, the Lincoln cent has always carried significance. Yet this particular coin embodies both celebration and anomaly, a unique confluence of intention and accident. That makes it not just another entry in the Lincoln cent timeline, but crown jewel, a once-in-a-lifetime find. Stories of such coins naturally inspire both awe and skepticism. But that is precisely the magic, the possibility that it exists, that you might hold it, that it could be out there waiting. This possibility keeps collectors awake at night, searching, hoping, and imagining what it would be like to close their hands around such a treasure. In this way, the 2009 D copper penny is not just about ownership. It's about imagination, hope, and the eternal human desire to uncover hidden wealth. In the end, the 2009 D copper Lincoln penny is more than just 1 cent. It is $1 million dream encapsulated in a sliver of metal, a bridge between the ordinary and the extraordinary. If you are lucky enough to possess one, you hold not just a coin but a fortune, a piece of history, and a living legend. To let it go cheaply would be to ignore the power it carries, the power to transform your destiny overnight. Treasure it, guard it, and know that you hold one of the most spellbinding secrets of numismatic history in the palm of your hand.